Hello, my twinkling diamonds. SheilaTruelove here with you, and I'm speaking on a whole different note, you know, and this is for conversational and educational purposes. Do you think this mother is wrong for kicking out her daughter for getting pregnant? Let's watch this, and then you draw your own conclusions. Okay, here we go.
Man, this
Am I the asshole for kicking my daughter out of my house for being pregnant? I, 45.
No, ma'am, you're not the asshole. Your daughter is 27 with 6 kids, a husband, and now she's got a seventh kid on the way, and they're living with you. You're not an asshole for putting her out. It's time for them to go. I've noticed that I hate to just keep putting it on generations, but there are certain age groups that they have a failure to launch problem. They have a failure to launch problem, and it's not always the high rent. Her husband is a chef, and they just feel too comfortable making baby after baby on you and your husband, and y'all getting older. No, it's time for them to go. It's time for them to go. The time that they spent living with you and your husband, they should have been saving up for a house. They should have been saving up for a house, because it's a lot of places where homes are affordable and home prices are dropping. They should have been, as the people say, standing on business and getting themselves together to buy a house with 6 kids with a seventh on the way. That's a crop. That's like a team. No. You and your husband are never gonna have any rest if y'all stay like that. And plus, you know what? I've learned that people, I don't know if you Gen X or what, but something happened where y'all didn't do a good job of teaching your kids how to be responsible, how to live on their own, and how to launch the way we did. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always been expensive. It's always been hard. It's nothing new under the sun. But it's like I see a lot of people with kids that age, 27 years old, and like they don't work. They don't contribute to the household in any way. Here, Mom, here's some extra on the mortgage. Let's pay the mortgage down fast. You know what I mean? Let me buy you a washer and dryer. The washer and dryer is going out. It's like they don't work. So you really not getting, neither one of you are really getting ahead. So no, I don't think you're being harsh by putting them out. It's time for them to go. 27, she almost 30 with 6 kids plus one on the way. Yeah, no. And then a husband. No. What is he doing? Besides jumping up and down on top of her. I mean, nope.
Am I the asshole for kicking my daughter out of my house for being pregnant?
I love the way Auntie Les thinks. Excuse me. I'm drinking ginger ale right now to make sure my stomach stays good and all the above. But yeah, I agree with her 100%. But the first question that came to my mind is, would her kids have a problem kicking out their parents if they didn't like the things that their parents was doing? You know, would they make their parents like a priority and care about taking care of their parents no matter what? No. I think we all know that. No. Hopefully for 2024, things will change. People will start praying for each other and things will get better. Another point that I want to stress is I set goals for my children. And one of my main goals, well, my first one was for them to be on God, Jehovah, God, and Jesus team. That's definitely it. And one of the other main goals was they know how to take care of themselves. They have to know how to take care of themselves in my absence. Nobody's promise here. I'm looking at this show on Netflix, which is interesting. I think it's what it's called, Down Under. Hold on, what is the name of this show? Yeah, the name of the show is called 6 Feet Under. It's on Netflix. And the beauty, they won 6 Emmy Awards. 6 Emmys. You know? And what this show is about is it shows how you never know when you're going to end up 6 feet under. Anything can happen to you. You know, any day. They have these people in car accidents, people hit by a bus. You know, you never know. Somebody dropped concrete and it fell on somebody's head, and anything can happen. And that's why parents, they have got to train their children to know how to take care of themselves on their own. Without your parent, you have to know how to do that. You know, and I always suggest that you make sure your child has a career opposed to just a regular job, because with a career, there's so many benefits to have a career. You know, you become great at something, you're focused on a certain something, and you become awesome. But like this Auntie Les says, no, that mother is not wrong for kicking them out. This girl is 27 years old. 27, and she's getting ready to have her 7th kid, and I'm not judging because I don't know her walk in life. I don't know what she's been through. But I do know this. After 2 children or 3 children, they will give you a tubal ligation. You can get your tubes tied. And you can have all the free sex that you want. Just get your tubes tied. Also, they have so many contraceptives that are available. They got Planned Parenthood. If you can't afford certain things, Planned Parenthood makes a way where there is no way. You could say that they ain't working with Jesus Christ for whatever, you know, in terms of the positive sides of it. Her husband is a chef. Do you think a chef makes enough money to buy, you don't have to live in a house. You have a nice condo. I love condo, but we have kids. Yeah, I think if you have kids, you should have a house. Especially 7 children, yeah, a house. I don't like houses because I have my own personal reasons. I don't know, the houses look like headstones, and it's like driving through, it's a cemetery, and it's just so, you know, divided. I like condominiums, and if I ever come into the right amount of money, a condominium, honey, I don't care where, I have to give it some thought, I'm going to pray about it, and I'm out of here. That's what my dream is, to have a condominium. A 1-bedroom with the most amazing view. I like the community service, the swimming pool. I love all of that. I like the doorman downstairs. I like all the, how you say, cameras that's all over the place. I feel good in that. But like this woman said, this man is a chef. You know, and you have so many of these women, which I'm praying that for the year 2024, it's going to be different. You're going to see a whole new breed of women who are powerful, who are strong, and they know that Jesus is their savior, not a man. And that's not trying to knock men, because there are some amazing men out here. I really believe that. I believe that there are some people who are not men who are not whores, and they're not, you know, horrible. There's men out here who really, sincerely take God seriously. And if you still want the marriage thing, find yourself one of those. And I'm not talking about, let me tell you when you know it's a fake pastor, or a fake elder, or ministerial servant, whatever. Anytime men are dealing with women problems, no. Pastor has a first lady. She should be dealing with all the women, the pastor, the priest, the governing body, the whatever, elders and whatever. They have no business dealing with women, especially this day and age. That leads to a problem. I don't care what you're talking about. Oh, it's going to be 3 men coming. No one comes alone. I don't care. If that woman is popping, baby, and she talking about, I got problems, what he should do is say, you know, I understand. I'll refer that to my wife. You could talk to my wife about that, and she'll come over to your house, or you guys could do whatever you do, because you know we girls, we like to talk. Talk to me about your problems, and that's how we handle that. Because you see way too many pastors and priests and elders and all of this titles who are dealing with women, and they become attracted to the women, and then you have women who are very conniving. We know how women can be. I think that the men should, when you go to church, there's hardly no men. So the pastor would really have no work. The wife would be very, very busy, because you have more women in the church. And I don't say, oh, well, let my husband sit there with me while I deal with the woman. No, because he's still human and his eyes be popping out and all of this, especially if she's got a hoochie. Have you seen the way some of these women dress going to church? Really? And then they see that this is a pastor or he's the head honcho in some religious crazy organization. And if you notice, hold on a moment. Yeah, I had to readjust my camera. Yeah, let the men be with the men and let the women support the women. Support your own gender. And I'm not talking anything about homosexuality or anything like that. I'm just making a point here. And like this woman said, you sitting up here with all these children, like you don't know anything about contraceptives, and then you're sitting around here leeching off of your parents, and now your parents are fed up. They've taken all they can take. And I'm sure they're older and they're tired. It's supposed to be the other way around. According to scripture, adult children are supposed to repay their parents and take care of their parents. That's the way God designed it. But instead, you got the mother, the parents still sitting up here dealing with these older kids, don't want to work. Well, think about that. 7 kids. What kind of job is she going to get? Unless she can get it work remotely. And if she has a very organized home and she knows how to discipline the children properly and let them know when I'm working, well, normally they're in school and she got that time off or what have you. You just have to live a very organized life, and that's what makes life easier anyway. All these women talk about how overwhelmed they are. I can't handle this. Yeah, honey, you need to sit down and organize yourself. And you have to have a schedule to keep it on tack. And hopefully other single mothers are out there. Well, she's not even single. She's married. And a lot of people are not trying to help no married woman because you got a whole man sitting right there. A whole man sitting out there. And I know I'm not so eager to help a woman who's married because you think that this man is your savior, right? Whatever. I'm not, no, but that's just my viewpoint. My beautiful twinkling diamonds. It's just a viewpoint. That's it. It's not written in stone. But no, I'm not going to really help out no married woman because she wants to hang on to a bum, a man who can't provide. And I know things happen. People lose their job and all of this. How diligent is he trying to look for something else? Like she was saying, my husband just lost his job and we're falling on hard times. Would I help that kind of situation? Is what it is? It's situational. That's it. Let's use that word, situational, based on the situation. Because I see women being dogged, financially abused, mentally, physically, all of that, which hopefully we left all of that nonsense in 2023, and I'm not going to help a woman like that when you have a man who's not really, that's not going to happen. Not from me. Now, everyone else have their own decision to make, but it wouldn't be me. So let me play this video again from Auntie Les because it is so vital for parents to stop feeling so guilty when you have to turn your children. I would never turn my children away, by the way. That ain't happening. But you popping out 6 or 7 kids. No, she wouldn't be popping out no 6 or 7 kids. Because after that second one or the third, maybe you could pull off 3. You get in a tubal ligation and you say that birth control don't work for you. Okay, but tubal ligation works for everyone. How's that? You already have 2 kids. You have 3 kids. That's more than enough. Especially living on you guys' budget. So I don't think that would ever happen with my daughter. My daughter has 2 children. That's it. Okay, then my son, he don't have children. He's like, I can't make up my mind. He says it's like a lot of problems with these kids, especially when they got drugs to combat and all these issues in school these days and peer pressure. Ooh, that's why a lot of these kids, adult children, really have issues. It's not all about the parent. Not all the time. A lot of times it's their peers that have caused them to be narcissists and hurt and all beat up emotionally. But like I said, we have got to learn to leave the past in the past. We can't go back and change it. We can't do anything about it. So what's the point of hanging on to that? That's just negative energy. We don't need that for 2024. Hell no. And 2024, I hope you have your boundary. We had like all of 2023 getting our boundaries all set, put it in place. And again, don't drink with men. Yeah. Anyway, let me play Auntie Les again for us.
Man, this inflation.
Am I the asshole for kicking my daughter out of my house for being pregnant? I, 45.
No, ma'am, you're not the asshole. Your daughter is 27 with 6 kids, a husband, and now she's got a 7th kid on the way, and they're living with you. You're not an asshole for putting her out. It's time for them to go. I've noticed that I hate to just keep putting it on generations, but there are certain age groups that they have a failure to launch problem. They have a failure to launch problem, and it's not always the high rent. Her husband is a chef, and they just feel too comfortable making baby after baby on you and your husband, and y'all getting older. No, it's time for them to go. It's time for them to go. The time that they spent living with you and your husband, they should have been saving up for a house. They should have been saving up for a house, because it's a lot of places where homes are affordable and the home prices are dropping. They should have been, as the people say, standing on business and getting themselves together to buy a house with 6 kids.
You know, I want to comment really quickly. They should be standing on business, especially when you're a poor man. How the hell you think you're going to sit? You're a chef, man. Come on, you ain't making that much. Okay. If you was making that much, you wouldn't have had to move in with her parents because you can't afford anything. And like you know what a lot of people need to focus on, instead of sitting around here walking around with your private parts in your hand, you need to be focusing on, you know, making a come up. You need to be reading and researching and looking for opportunities and networking and working on that, how to do better. You know, these men want kids and all of this, honey. Do you have children money? You have to be, let me tell you, at least 100,000 if this man wants 2 kids. Yeah. Have you seen the prices of Pampers? Have you seen the prices of food? Are we not aware of the rent and the what? And then you got to try to put them in some piano classes and some dance classes to have some kind of activity. It's costly. So if this dude's talking about he wants children, first thing that comes to my mind is, how much money are you making? And if we put our money together, no, that's not happening. I need to know, how much money are you making? At least 100,000. If I'm making 50, 60, then that's even better. But you got to come out of pocket with a 6 figures, baby. And then you want to take kids on vacation. That's costly, because you don't want them to get involved with the wrong crowd. So you try to keep them busy. I kept my children so busy, honey, they didn't have time to get into no devilment.
With a 7th on the way, that's a crop. That's like a team. No. You and your husband are never gonna have any rest if y'all stay like that. And plus, you know what? I've learned that people, I don't know if you Gen X or what, but something happened where y'all didn't do a good job of teaching your kids how to be responsible, how to live on their own, and how to launch the way we did. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always been expensive. It's always been hard. It's nothing new under the sun. But it's like, I see a lot of people with kids that age, 27 years old, and like they don't work. They don't contribute to the household in any way. Here, Mom, here's some extra on the mortgage. Let's pay the mortgage down fast. You know what I mean? Let me buy you a washer and dryer. The washer and dryer is going out. It's like they don't work. So you really not getting, neither one of you are really getting ahead. So no, I don't think you're being harsh by putting them out. It's time for them to go. 27, she almost 30 with 6 kids plus 1 on the way. Yeah, no. And then a husband. No. What is he doing? Besides jumping up and down on top of her. I mean, nope.
Yeah, like I said, I agree with her. Not 100% anymore. I agree with her 1,000%. My children were working when they was when they could get to the when they became the age and they could get their working papers. They started with McDonald's, of course, fast food, and then they worked at department. You grow. Yeah, but they started working very early, and yes, they contributed money to the household. They didn't make much, so they couldn't really give much, but they had to learn responsibility. I am your mother, and as your mom, I have to teach you the way of the world, for real, for real. So even though they couldn't afford much, because you know how McDonald's is, they don't give you many hours and all of that, but they had a little something. I don't care if it was giving me $20, $25, I don't care. And it's teaching them responsibility. So I agree with this message. Thank you. And guess what? Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle. Happy New Year.